Let's go to news item number trace. Jet QB rumors from questionable sources. And you may remember the album Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. You had secondhand news. Well, there's going to be some secondhand news right here about these quarterbacks. You had dreams. Yeah, there was some of these teams are going to be dreaming about these quarterbacks. Never going back again. Yeah, we're never going back to Aaron Rodgers again. Don't stop. Well, the NFL never does stop, does it? Go your own way. That's what we told Aaron Rodgers. Get out of here, and so forth and so on. But uh, rumor. So one rumor is that the Jets are preparing a huge package to get up to number one. We're going to trade lots and lots of draft capital to go all the way from 7-1 with the idea that we're taking Cam Ward. And the Titans, the Titans, they want to get a lot of draft capital because they don't think they're a quarterback away. This is the theory. Now, I did say these are from questionable sources, so this is not something, but I mean, this is where we are in the season. Yeah. So, but this made the rounds on X for quite a bit. A lot of people were reacting to it. Was a lot of draft capital that was going to Tennessee from us to get up to one, to go to 7-1 to draft Cam Ward, and that's the rumor. Now, I don't know. I don't know about that. Really, we're really going to go get Cam Ward. Hmm. I like Cam Ward. I like Shador. Do I know if they're going to be any good? No, I don't know. Who knows? We got to grind the tape like Dom C does to know really, but um, we got to see. But giving up all of that, those resources, especially that was said in this scenario, so it was very specific about what we were giving up. Obviously, we're giving up a one this year. It was like a one next year, a two this year, two next year. It was a lot of draft capital. Does Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji really want to give up all that draft capital just to go get Cam Ward and then the team? We have no young players other than the ones we already have. No new young players for the next couple of years. Doesn't seem uh, doesn't seem very likely to me. But that's the rumor. So that was one rumor. On the other hand, there was another rumor that has not gotten as much notice, and that is that Woody Johnson really loves Shador Sanders. Now, again, this is from a questionable source, but it is a source that's sometimes right, sometimes not right. But this source says that Woody Johnson really loves Shador Sanders. Now, this did not get the same amount of notice or play as the other rumor about Cam Ward, um, but it's out there. Now, I also don't really believe this. I don't think I don't think Woody is really going to fall in love with any of these college quarterbacks. I don't think he's going to do that. I think this is just sort of like one of those things that got leaked out to somebody because maybe Woody said something about Shador in passing. But what we've learned about a lot of these Woody rumors is there's some sort of element of truth to them, but they're out of context, or somebody was kidding or joking or said something, and the context is left out. You know, so I'm sure Woody likes Shador as probably as much as anybody, or he probably likes him, maybe equally as Cam Ward. But I don't think he's going to influence this decision. I'm hoping that um, this year he's going to learn from his mistakes of the past, 18 to 24 months where he was involved in meddling in the football decisions, and it didn't turn out too well. So hopefully he and the money men keep their grubby hands off and let the football people do their job, and whatever it winds up being, it winds up being. But it shouldn't be because Woody likes Shador Sanders. That should not be how we do our drafting. That's for sure. Now, the third rumor from a questionable source was about Justin Fields, saying the Jets are very interested in Justin Fields. Now, this I could see being true, but it was very specific as to the type of contract we were going to give. It was $10 to $15 million to Justin Fields. Now, nobody really noticed this very much, But I could see this being true. Why wouldn't it be true? I think a lot of teams are interested in Justin Fields at the right price. He's 25 years old. He's been improving every year he's in the league. This year in the league, though, small sample size for the improvement. I couldn't beat out Russell Wilson for the job, so makes you shake your head a little bit. So, um, but at the same time, it could be that we like Justin Fields for a 1 year. I mean, this is like nothing for a quarterback. If you give him 15 million, that's a nice little payday for Fields, but it's a prove it contract. And for 1 year, why not let him come in? If it turns out this way, come in and compete with Tyrod and Jordan Travis. And the nice thing with those three quarterbacks is you would run a nice RPO offense. It wouldn't be the Jared Goff offense for sure. Absolutely not. But you'd have to run a different type of offense. But for all three of them, they could all run the RPO triple option type of heavy run, um, heavy quarterback run, you know, uh, offense. Although with Fields, you would want him running more than the other two. But you could see it happen. It's possible. It's plausible. Um, but we'll have to see. I do think there's going to be a market. I mean, I've noticed the other fan bases for all the other quarterback needy teams. Almost all of them mention Justin Fields. So it seems like there is demand for Fields. A lot of people still optimistic. Again, he's just 25 years old, has experience in the league, and he has put up the second greatest rushing quarterback rushing season in NFL history with 1,143 yards already once in his career. So we know he's an elite runner. That we know. And could you make the offense specific enough for his skill set to where he could be also a successful passer is the question. And that's the chance you'd be taking. But again, it's not a big chance. If that's your option, the one you land on, then obviously, you trot him out there. You see if he wins the job, which you probably would. And then you see what you get in a year. You're not going to give him a long term commitment. But if he plays really, really well, then maybe you found your guy. If not, then you just go into the draft next year anyway and get your guy then. And next year is supposed to be a very good quarterback draft. Say all the prospect experts like Dom C and everybody like that. So we'll have to see. He is going to have a market though. So can you get him on a 1 year deal? He may prefer a 1 year deal to prove it, as opposed to if you get it, depending on the size of it, as opposed to a multiple year deal that's smaller in annual value. So we'll have to see what his market is. I do think a market is going to develop for him, so it may get competitive. You may have to do some things with incentives, escalators. You may have to do some things with cap manipulations and so forth, and guaranteed money. Maybe you give a multi-year deal, but it's heavy in guaranteed money in year one, for example. Everything's a negotiation over here, and certainly he's going to have some negotiating power just based on the scarcity of the QBs, and he does offer some, uh, he does offer something to get excited about. Um, very highly touted prospect, of course, and of course, we'd be pairing him with Garrett Wilson. The other part of this article that came out was that he's also intrigued by our roster. I think they maybe the two reports are not the same, but the one where we're saying we're interested in him at 10 to 15 mil, and then another report came out saying Fields is intrigued by our roster, so that's good, including his old friend, of course, Garrett Wilson. So you wonder if Garrett would be happy about that. So that's another aspect, and maybe pairing Fields with Wilson would be something both of those gentlemen would be interested in doing. So that could be enticing to Fields as well. Also, just the opportunity that he has here. I mean, if he kills it, we'll throw. If he comes here, and well, let's just say he comes here and he's what, a top 15 quarterback, say 15th best quarterback in the league. We'd probably shower him with money. We'd probably say, hey, we got our guy, and lock him up because we have not been able to find our guy for a long time, obviously.
Per your stupid instructions, I tried to compromise Frankie from Flatbush. But no, he's way too cool or something. I'm sure you've heard the news. Frankie from Flatbush strikes again. And boy, am I ticked off. Per your stupid instructions, I tried to compromise Frankie from Flatbush. But no, he's way too cool or something. Seriously, how does he do it? Every time I think I've got him, he just slips away like a greased up squirrel on a water slide. I mean, who defeats a plan with a single eyebrow raise? Frankie, that's who. And don't get me started on his I know something you don't smirk. It's infuriating. I set up traps, laid out the perfect scheme, even wore my lucky sabotage socks. And yet here I am, ranting to you fine folks, while Frankie's probably out there sipping an espresso and planning his next move. Just once, I'd like to see him trip on a banana peel or get stuck in traffic. But no, Frankie from Flatbush is apparently unstoppable. So here's to you, Frankie. May your coolness and annoying invincibility continue to drive me completely bananas. Until next time, drama lovers, stay tuned.